But, more intense, energetic characters, after a while, you start to lose it.
Gotcha.
I've had plenty of those, believe me.
All right, so people are, very curious about the experience in the actual booth recording. And a lot of people are debating whether it's direction or it's your own pre-made character choice. However, like through research beforehand. Is it direction?
Well, it's I would say probably 9 times out of 10 it has absolutely nothing to do with research beforehand. None of us have the time in our schedule to research a lot beforehand. I mean, any of us are working on 6 different things at the same time. And when you add the recording time to our other responsibilities, to life in general, to traveling, there just isn't time to do a lot of research. The other thing is, the director is responsible for the vision of the show. So I could come in with some kind of pre-made idea for what I thought the character should be based on my research, and the director would go, yeah, right, throw that all out. This is what I want you to do. Now, most good directors will always allow the actor to bring some of his ideas and his thoughts into the mix. But the actual accurate answer would probably be that it's not one or the other, it's a mixture of both. A good voice actor is going to bring ideas into the character, and in many cases will come up with a voice. And the director will say, yes, I like that, or tweak it a little bit, or this is kind of what I had in mind. So it's kind of it's a mixture of the direction you get and your own instincts as an actor.
Okay. All right. So how does the audition process work for, say that you're going to, try out for Brotherhood?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How do you get word of auditions? How do you find out if you're not really in the loop of the quote unquote anime mafia?
Well, anime mafia.
Yeah. It exists.
The animafia. You know what? It depends on the market. If you're in Dallas, if you're at Funimation, you would find out about auditions one of 2 ways. Number one, if you're one of their regular stable of actors, you'll get an email that says, hey, we're auditioning for such and such a show. Call to schedule an audition time. However, if you don't live in Dallas, they will send you what we call audition sides. It's basically a single sheet of paper that at the top will have a picture of the character, and then the character's name and a brief description of the character, his personality traits, the role he plays in the show, and then it will have 5 or 6 lines that the character speaks in the show. And you, if you're living out of town, you look that over, and then you take your own home recording setup and you record your best shot, maybe 2 takes, showing some variety for the characters that you want to audition for, and then you make MP3s and you send them back to the producers. If you actually live there, you'll call and make an appointment. You'll go into Funimation, and then they will have a loose leaf notebook with those same character sides in it. You look through it and you go, okay, well, I could never do that character. Oh, that character's too old for me. Oh, that's a girl. And then you find the ones that you feel like you might be able to do best. And then it gets to be your turn, and they call you, and you walk back with the director into the studio. You go into the booth with your audition sides, and he will say, slate your name and the character you're reading for, and you'll say, hi, my name is Team Vox, and and I'm auditioning for Alphonse Elric. And then you'll just go for it, and you'll do the lines that are on the side. There is no video, there is no one else there. It's completely you and you alone. Another way you would find out about auditions would be if you had an agent, like let's talk about LA now. If you had an agent, your agent would email you and say, yo, Team Vox, we have an audition for Family Guy for you. Here's this character that's coming up in this episode of The Simpsons. Here's this character that's coming up in Madagascar 2. record me an audition and send it back to me. And so you'll usually have a home set up, and you'll record an audition for this character based on the information you're given. You send it back to your agent submits it to the producers along with Lord knows how many others, and then the producers listen to them and make a decision.
Okay. Now, you don't have an agent, however, do you have a demo?
Again, a bit of a paradox. I don't have a demo.
You don't.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I've been very, very blessed. I've been very blessed, Alan, that I just got into the business. I started doing it, and I did good with it, and so I got to keep doing it. So no one ever asked me for a demo. Now, I will tell you this. In the last couple of years that I've been working in Los Angeles, I've made very good friends with some companies out there that do video game work and anime work, and they have told me repeatedly, Vic, we really like to work with you, you're really good, but we want to be able to submit you for more things. We need a demo of all the different stuff you can do that represents your range. If you'll get us a demo, we can submit you for more things. Because right now, we only have the stuff that you've done for us. So to be honest with you, one of my New Year's resolutions is I am going to make a demo, and I'm going to, to try to see if I can punch through into that next level.
Nice.
So no, I don't have a demo. But a demo is a very good thing.
All right. Okay, so do you do recordings at home?
Oh, yeah. I have a full studio. In fact, I don't know if you know or not, but I do a lot of music professionally. I've been writing and producing music twice as long as I've been voice acting. And I have a home studio that I've produced several albums at. I've produced a lot of records for other artists. I've written and produced hundreds of pieces of music for radio and television, ad agencies, commercials. So yeah, I have a studio at home, and I'm able to do just about anything of a sound nature at home.
All right. Well,
sound design for picture, music, auditions, whatever.
All right. Well, not all of us have been blessed like that. I mean, I have a microphone and a laptop.
Nice microphone too, by the way. And you know what? You've got what you need. To be honest with you, I mean, there are voice actors out there that are very popular voice actors who have no different a setup than you do. All you need for an audition is a good quality mic and some sort of software that'll get you a clean recording. And you don't want to record in a gymnasium. You want to record in a nice quiet room where you don't have a lot of ambient sound bouncing around the room, and that gives them a real nice quality representation of your audition. You don't need a lot of fancy equipment.
But for the people out there who are curious about, what would be a good starting point, what would you recommend for them?
Well, truthfully, there are a lot of programs that are basic audio recording programs. I mean, I'm a big Macintosh user. I love Macs. Macs rule the world, at least in my opinion. I love Mac. And Macs have GarageBand. You can record and edit and do anything you need in GarageBand. There's also a great program called Soundbooth. It's simple. It's easy to use. There are several of those kind of programs. I think it really depends on your level of understanding of non-linear, digital recording, and what you're comfortable with. For me, because I do so much music work, because I've been doing it for so long, I work in Pro Tools. And I do recording sessions with 48 tracks running at the same time, and plugins and effects and all that kind of stuff. So an audition, a simple vocal audition, is no big deal for me to do anymore, but I'll still use Pro Tools. Well, Pro Tools is way too much muscle for just a voiceover audition. There are a lot of basic programs that you can do that with quite well.
All right. You handle audio very well. Is there ever a time where you'd be the sound engineer for a production, or
Yeah.
are you just... Okay.
There have been. In fact, you know what's really cool is I've actually done a little bit of anime directing as well.
Really?
I never really pursued it. It wasn't anything like I have to do this. I want to do this. But I was asked to spend a couple of weeks directing a few episodes for a show called Claymore. I did these episodes, and what I found was really cool was, even though I'm the director, I'm sitting there in the control room beside the engineer. Well, we record everything on Pro Tools, right? Well, I know all about Pro Tools. So I'm directing, but I'm able to speak the tech language to the engineer and say, hey, you know what? Separate that wave, squeeze it, time compress it, and then combine it with this, and then do a little crossfade here, blah, blah. And, I've learned enough and know enough about the technical side of recording that I'm able to communicate more easily with the engineer. And that comes in really handy. But there have been plenty of times where I've done sound design and engineering. Most of my songs, most of my music, I didn't just compose the song and play the instruments, but somebody's got to EQ the instruments and compress and limit and mix and effects and master and, all of that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I kind of am my own engineer, in a lot of sessions.
So, you coming this far is more of a combination between you being a musician as well as an actor?
I would say, yeah. I would say this.